Hello, everybody. This is Shaw Speaks, and I'm coming to you today talking about making money moves. I thank each and every one of you for tuning in with me on today. How y'all been doing? How's your day been going? How's your Monday? This is the top of the week. I just like coming in, tuning in with you guys, and talking about different ways to make money this year, different ways to elevate ourselves financially, find financial stability, and how we can do that. You can do that in so many different ways, but I wanted to be the person to come forth on a platform and just speak about it more because I know with researching and studying and learning a new skill has done for me so financially. And I don't think all of us have to feel like we're suffering financially or finding ourselves in financial debt or finding ourselves in such a hole that we can't get ourselves out of. So again, thank you for tuning in with me on today, Making Money Moves. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment in the comment section. If you just want to say hey and where you're commenting from, let me know where you are from. Also, too, be sure to subscribe because I am connected to YouTube. Be sure to follow me on social media, Shaw Speaks or Shaw Speaks Official. Also, too, again, if you even have any questions outside of today, inbox me. We'll talk about it next time. Making money moves. And today I want to talk about a tip for us all who feel like we're not where we are financially, right? And we feel like we need some assistance and help, or how do I get out, Shar? Like how do I get myself to where I need to be? And there's different ways and there's different reasons, but first you need to change your mindset. You need to feel like, hey, I deserve to be financially on the next level. I deserve to be financially stable. I deserve to be able to, my child or my spouse says they will need something. They have a need, they have a want, and I'm financially in a place to fulfill that need and want because I am at a place financially. I'm not having to ask and borrow and beg from somebody else just to see my family needs get met. Let alone I have more than enough for the needs and I got some for the wants. How do I get there? I believe first you need to start changing your mindset, the way you think and look at money. Not be greedy for it, but know that, hey, this can change everything. This can change a lot of things. And if I use it wisely, or if I put myself on another level financially, it could change everything. It could change the demographics of where I live. It could change how I shop. It could change how I eat, because we all know healthier foods cost more than junk food. It costs more than snacks. You can't go to many places and get something healthy and it's really and it's costing the same amount as our junk food. So having more can change so much in our life, in our health, in our lifestyle. So pretty much I came to talk about it because I don't see enough conversations, at least not in my circles. I don't see enough conversations about making money. So today let's talk about, like I said, it comes from changing our mindset. So I want to bring to you guys, or say to you guys, stop complaining about your paycheck. Stop complaining about your paycheck. Whoever has hired you, wherever you work, even if you're an entrepreneur, even if you're self-employed, stop complaining about the revenue or the paycheck that you get. Change your mindset. See yourself making more. See money being drawn to you. See your increase. Not only that, if you know that this is not where you desire to be, what they say, stop complaining about it. Do something about it. Do something. And there's so many ways to do more about you concerning your finances. So stop complaining about your paycheck. I see too many people, when I worked 9 to 5, it was so many people. They kept coming in that door every day, clocking in and clocking out, and being very frustrated about their financial situation, feeling like day by day by day, they were going in a deeper and deeper financial hole. You don't have to live that way. I hope somebody is hearing me today. You don't have to stay right there. You don't have to live that way. You don't have to put yourself in these confined corners because society tells you this is how you should live. Your natural influences tell you this is how you should be. You don't have to. Listen, 2020, so many entrepreneurs were birthed. So many people got together as a family and said, listen, we're going to change our financial situation. We're going to take ourselves to the next level. We're going to see ourselves succeed and expand, enlarge our territories and see ourselves financially stable. And I think that is awesome. And I think it just takes a mindset shift. Why? Because you deserve it. Your family deserve it. Your children deserve it. You deserve it. Why is it that you feel the need to complain about a situation that you have the power to change? You don't have to sit back and look at everybody else succeeding. You could be the one they're looking at, watching you succeed. And so I believe that's why I always kept encouraging other entrepreneurs. I do have a business. It's called Launch Digital Studios, and launch is the key word that I want any and everyone to take from it. Go for it. Go for your dream. Go for your goal. Operate in your purpose, period. Get there. And so if you have a book, if you have a particular business you want to start, if you have an idea and you need to get to the next level, please contact me outside of this and we can have consultation and talk about how to take yourself to the next level in your entrepreneurship as a small business owner or whatever it is, as an artist, whether you need graphics, flyers, websites, however. But I'm telling you, the tip of today is stop complaining about your current paycheck. Why? Because we can do something about that. Stop saying, oh, I only make da 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 da. They don't pay me enough. Do something about it. They don't own you. Your boss don't own you. You help them make things flow and move. You help them make things flow and move. And when you free yourself of the fear of going forward, you'll find yourself seeing finances flow. Because I know one thing, there's multiple, listen, a millionaire, a successful person, a wealthy person has multiple streams of income. They don't just settle at a 9 to 5. While working a 9 to 5, I had 3 other streams of income. 3. It's on your mindset. Do you want it? How bad do you want it? And when 2020 hit and my boss told me, listen, we got to do some layup, it didn't bother me. Why? Because of the mindset of the shift that I knew, hey, this is where I am going. And this is not my ending. I definitely see myself making multiple sources that's going to take me and my family to the next level and build legacy. So I say to you, another tip, because I believe the way for us to find ourselves in a financial gain is for us to start certain bad financial habits. We've got to change it. Just because you got the money don't mean you have to spend it. Just because you got the money don't mean you have to spend it. Not saying I'm telling you what to do with your money, but baby, if you're trying to see yourself to the next level, just because you got the money don't mean you have to spend it. Who are you trying to prove in these streets? What are you trying to prove? You trying to let people know you got this so you could afford that? We could do that later. Put in the sacrifice now. Put in the sacrifice now. Learn a new skill that takes your family to the next level financially and legacy wise. Because them people you trying to prove something to, or you just having the need to just, I got to spend because it's in my, that's a problem. And I don't think people say it enough. And I think people get offended. Oh, you don't tell me what to do with my money. No, but it's a problem. And we wonder why when we look at different cultures, different people in different societies. Oh, well, why they get to drive this certain car and I'm not? If you really look at it, a lot of people got different spending habits. And a lot of people don't spend money as soon as they hit their hands. So guess what? It's time to make that change. Just because you got it don't mean you got to spend it. Put it to the side. Invest. How many of us are investing? If you look at anybody who is wealthy, if you look at anybody who is financially stable, they are doing some kind of investment, whether it's real estate, whether it's trading, whether it's stocks. They are doing some kind of, what are we doing to see ourselves get to the next level? What are we doing? Because in order to see ourselves in those circles, we need to start changing our habits. So if you're looking at your paychecks that deposit to you or that come to you via mail and you don't like what you see, baby, we need to do something about that. How do we do it? And that's why we're live today. How do we do it? Also, too, like I said, just because you have it don't mean you have to spend it. So many entrepreneurs have come to me in the year 2020 about having a small business, and that's awesome. Get your LLC, register yourself. EIN number, that is free. Get an EIN number. Start writing your operations agreement. Write the vision down, make it plain. How you gonna run this business? Have plans for your money. Don't just get it and just blow it. That ain't it. Not this year. When you can invest it into a skill, you can invest it into your own business and watch it multiply, and you make money in your sleep. I know sometimes people hear it. Yeah, I make money in my sleep. How do they do that? Are you hungry to see yourself do that too? Well, on tonight, we're going to be bringing on my financial architect. Well, that's what we call him. Very, very knowledgeable about finances and how to get you to the next level. A person who has a motivation. He is a beast with what he does. And he can help us, guide us, and coach us to our next financial destination and watch ourselves and our family get to the next level. I'm not calling him a god or anything of that nature. I'm just saying he know what he do. He legit. And the thing about it is, you have to get yourself connected with people who have knowledge and education and already have the skills to get you to the next level. We're blind leading the blind. Stop getting next to Keisha them and Bobo them and Mookie them and thinking that they're going to help guide us to a place they ain't never been before. Yeah. So I welcome to you financial architect MJ Worthmore.
What up? What up? What up?
How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing? Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just fine.
Good stuff. Good stuff. As always, it's an absolute pleasure to be able to chop it up with you, to be able to bring value to the people that are listening to this podcast. And my prayer is always the same. I just want to make sure that I can answer questions, help people get from 0 to 1, because I feel like that's the hardest step, but it's the most necessary step when it comes to getting to the places that you want to be in life. It is really just moving in the right direction and getting to a place where you are working with people and taking advantage of good information, so that way momentum begins to work in your favor. So hopefully we can get that done tonight, get some questions answered, and help set some people free, or at least get them one step closer, you know?
Right. Awesome. Now, for those who have not tuned in and they have no idea, like, who is this MJ Cat? What it was, give us a little background about who you are, your resume, your bio, to let the people know who you are.
Absolutely. So again, MJ Worthmore, husband to be to one woman, father of 3 boys and a precious little girl. Started in the financial services industry when I was about 28 years old. And I got involved in financial services primarily because I didn't have no finances. And I was like, well, maybe I need to learn about how money works so that way I can have me some. But I pretty much grew up broke, and I had a broke person's mindset. Even when I was making good money doing other things, I sold cell phones, I sold alarm systems, I sold subscriptions to my local newspaper. I pretty much sold anything that wasn't bolted down to a floor. And I always made great money, but I couldn't keep it. And I was always working to make money. And whenever I was hurt or injured, I couldn't work and I couldn't make money. So I'd fall behind, So I got involved in financial services because I wanted to learn. Like, I kept hearing about people who had money making money, or people who were making money in their sleep, or people who were getting paid for the efforts of other people to have money making money. You know what I mean? And I was like, well, I want to get into that myself. because if it's something that I can learn, it's something that I can take advantage of, and ultimately one day maybe it's something I can teach, because I didn't want to just have results myself. I wanted results for the people that were around me. I wanted people around me to go up. I didn't want to go to the top alone. I kept hearing things like, oh, it's lonely at the top. And I was like, well, I don't want that to be the case. You know, I want to win at a high level, and I want to take people with me. So I got involved in the financial services industry some time ago. And that's been about, I guess, about 6 years. I started out selling life insurance, realizing that life insurance opened up an entire world of financial needs that people had. And one of the main things I kept coming across was people saying, I don't have enough money, or I don't make enough money. And I was like, well, what can I do to help people learn how to make more money? You know, first I learned how to keep more of your money. I learned about how to break the tax code. You know what I mean? Becoming a home-based business owner helps you keep more of your paycheck versus giving 33 to 35 to 40% of it to Uncle Sam. That's the first thing I learned. Then I learned about the importance of credit and how important it is to have access to other people's money, right? And I learned the most recent skill, which is day trading, learning how to trade, which is basically the ability to trade money for money. And when you know how to trade money for money, or have your money trading money for more money, you can essentially take your hands off the steering wheel and watch your funds grow. So that's what I've been doing. That's what's been taking care of me and my family. I'm proud to say that I believe in 2021, this will be my first 7-figure year, mainly because of the skill set of learning how to trade. But I know every year after that, though, that $1 million income will compound and grow, because I know the other parts. I know the parts about not just making a lot of money, but keeping it, not just using my own money, but using somebody else's money to make money. You know what I mean? So all those things come together. But I've been doing what I do now at a high level for about 6 years. And a lot of people say I'm pretty good at it, because I get results. So I'm proud of that.
Awesome. So, like, I heard you mention a lot of key things, because, you know, on this live is everyday people. So I know 2020, and some people even before 2020, they've made those phone calls to to the people that they owe money to. I ain't got it.
Mm-hmm.
They work a 9 to 5. They get a check. I ain't got it. And it's not a lie. Sometimes it's just they're just in over their head with unexpected bills, unexpected finances, kids, car broke down. Oh Lord, you know, I still got to make the car payment. I can't find enough money to get it fixed. You know, just different things that happen in life that you really just throw a curveball at you, and you can't find a way to catch back up. So now you're calling these different companies trying to get a little favor. My credit ain't that best, so I can't afford a credit card. My credit ain't that good, so they don't want to approve me for a loan. You know, just different things like that, and you just see yourself just drowning. So I definitely understood what you were saying when you said, as you were working in insurance and people would call, these were some of the things that they would, because I'm pretty sure they tried to draw out of their insurance.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so now that you trade and you see yourself just I'm prospering, and I mean, listen, I talked to MJ several times, and every time I come back with so much value, so much stuff that I can apply and use to my life. When he is talking to me one-on-one about trading, listen, and for me, I'm just excited for my future. And because I'm that excited for my future, that's what has led me to come on the live with him and get others excited about their future, because I don't want to win alone.
Right.
But if I have to, I will. So I don't want to feel like, oh, Sha got the secret sauce and she's not sharing with the people, and she just blowing up. No, you can have it too. But are you willing to put in the work? Are you willing to learn? That's all it is. Are you willing to learn?
Right.
I've seen people. So I'm a rapper, right? So I've seen producers no knowledge of how those systems work. Learn a skill. Now they know how to engineer. They know how to mix and master all this stuff that looks like Chinese. I've seen people who are engineers, accountants, stuff that just looks foreign, and they master it and do it, but they're working in a 9 to 5. They're not seeing themselves get out of the financial holes that they're in. And it's just like, this is definitely a skill. You could wake up to money. Absolutely. When the last time y'all did that? Tell me in the comments. When the last time you just woke up to some money and it wasn't payday?
Today.
Come on, exactly. Today. I'm talking about hundreds of dollars, and for some people, thousands of dollars. When the last time you just woke up to some money? Like, woo, okay.
Right.
And it wasn't income tax, and it wasn't no stimulus, and it wasn't payday.
Right.
How hard is it? I mean, like I started off the live, we need to change our mindset and how we feel about money.
Absolutely.
So, I know what 2020 has brought a lot of stress and pressure on people, and entering into trading, Forex, Epic is the company. Sometimes people get involved in things like this on impulse, right? And they, oh, I'm gonna make this money, I'm about to make this money, and then they like start losing their mind when things aren't flowing. And I mean, let's talk about some of that. This can be a successful tool for you, but come into it with a sound mind.
Absolutely.
So how do you feel about those who enter into it just off impulse and try to spend money and trade off impulse? What's the good and the bad of it?
Absolutely. So good questions. So I've gotten to a place in my business because, I am paid essentially to promote that side of the business, helping people learn the skill of day trading. But people see my results right now and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm ready to get this money. You making $1,000 a day. You woke up like this. And it's like, well, wait a second. It took some time to get here. I had to learn the hard way that a lot of a little bits equal a lot. So don't think that you can get in where I am and immediately get to, like I tell people, don't judge your chapter 1 by my chapter 20, right? Yeah. Because at the end of the day, like where I am now is based on the compounded efforts of a lot of days that you didn't get to be a part of, a lot of days that you didn't see. So one of the biggest things that has me building the right way and even telling a lot of people, hey, no, this isn't the opportunity for you, is I set the right expectations. I let people know first and foremost, you have to be willing to learn this skill, right? You have to be willing to learn this skill. You have to be willing to practice it in a demo account where you're not blowing your real money, because the last thing you want to do is to start a live account with real money, thinking that you're going to crack the market, crack the code, and lose 80% of your account like I did the first time around. You know what I mean? Like try explaining that to your wife. Hey, look, we started this trading thing with $1,000. We down to like 150, baby. I'm sorry. Like it's not for a good night. You know what I mean? So I end up having to tell people, you have to be willing to be willing to practice, right? Be willing to study longer than you act, right? Like when I execute a trade, I'm typically in a trade for about 15 to 30 minutes. And what I can make in that 15 to 30 minutes is what some people make after an 8-hour shift, right? Yeah. But what they don't realize is in that 15 to 30 minutes that I'm in that trade, I spent 2 hours, sometimes 3, measuring, right? I live by the carpenter rule, measure twice, cut once. So I'm spending a few hours measuring, marking up my charts, looking for certain indications. So that way, when I make a trade, if I'm right, I'm really right. And I get to get in and get out. If I'm wrong, I'm not so wrong that I don't take a huge loss to where I can't pay my bills, right? So what I end up doing is I end up setting the expectations for people. You can make big money and you can make big money fast, but you won't start out making big money fast in the very beginning. You won't. Like, unless you already have previous experience, unless you have a lot of money to blow, you have to be willing to start the right way. And that's what I'm big on. I'm like, I'll tell somebody at a heartbeat. And I've literally had to tell at least 6 people this week who are like, yo, I think I'm ready to start my live account and start trading live money, start making money. No, you're not. Have you doubled your demo account yet? Have you turned $5,000 of play money into $10,000 of play money? Because if you can turn play money, if you can double play money, you can double real money. Because I tell people, you got to have the muscle memory ingrained in you, and you got to have the knowledge and the wisdom ingrained in you, so that you trust what you know and trust what you've been taught to do versus trusting your emotions. Because once real money gets involved, oh my God, it's one thing if you got a $5,000 play account and you see, your $5,000 play account retrace $600 because you're okay, well, it's fake money, so it can retrace $600 before it shoots up $2,000 in profit. And you're like, oh, well, if I lost $1,000 or whatever, it's not my real money. But let you start out a live account with $100 and you see your trade reverse $15. You ready to pull out? I'm ready to stop this trade, stop the bleeding. Not remembering that retracements are a part of the profit process. So I end up, like I said, I have to set the expectations a lot for people. This is a very valuable skill. It can pay you big money. And when it comes to how long it takes, or, you know, a short period of time, everyone says, you know, you can't get rich quick. I'll be honest with you. Getting rich quick is the best way to get rich. I'm gonna say that. Getting rich quick is the best way to get rich. I mean, Warren Buffett is the most successful investor of all time, but it took him 60, 70 years to become a multi-billionaire. The man can't even enjoy the Ferrari if he even though he can buy 3 of them, you know, what's in his play account. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I teach, of course, you can get rich quick. You can get rich quick, but quick is respected, right? Like quick is 3 years, right?
Right.
Like so many people will work on a job for 3 to 5 years for the same pay, or maybe a 50-cent increase, or, you know, or maybe a 25-cent raise, things like that, and think that they're doing well because they got a 25-cent raise, you know, every once a year or something like that. That same 3 years is going to go by. But if you learn a skill that will allow you to earn a 7-figure income, even if it takes you 3 years to master it and get to that 7-figure level, I mean, 3 years to become a millionaire versus 3 years to still be working from paycheck to paycheck. Which 3 years would you pick? You know what I mean? So you can now here's the thing. People think that it's like, they think that it's equal. Like, okay, you say I can get rich in 4 years. If you say I'm gonna be a millionaire in 4 years, that means by year 1, I'm gonna be making 250,000. By year 2, I'm gonna be making 500,000. By year 3, I'm gonna be making 750,000. In year 4, I'm gonna be making $1 million. Doesn't work that way. Right. Sometimes it's in year 1, you take a loss. In year 2, you make your first 1,000. In year 3, you make your first 100,000. And then in year 4, you make your first $1 million. Right? So many people will quit in year 1 because it didn't look like what their expectations were, right, not knowing that it's a part of the process, and the graph it looks like it's moving in a straight line before it finally shoots up. It's a quantum leap from where you are to where you really want to be, but you got to obey the process and respect the process.
Also, too, what I've noticed, a lot of people have those fears, right? Mm-hmm. But you got to understand, failure is a part of succeeding. You can't succeed unless you take some. That's just normal. That's just healthy. It's what it is. And like you said, some people will look at that first year and say, you know what, it's not really, you know, but it's okay. It's definitely okay. And also, too, how did you apply yourself? Did you really understand what the skill was? Did you really go back and do the videos? Did you go back and talk to your coach? Did you make sure you kept a support team around you? Or did you just take off running, I don't need their help, and then all of a sudden you see yourself drowning and you're not using the support that's there? One thing that I love about Epic and trading with you, MJ, is that, you know, you guys go have live calls on Zoom. You guys have different support groups. You guys have a whole university that teach you what you need. There's books, there's information right there holding on. I mean, literally, it's on you to let go of the support. It's on you to fail. And honestly, to be realistic, I don't see failure in the first year. I really, because all the information, educate, support, and all is right there. So before you make a bad move, a disastrous move, they can help you make your next best move. So, and then also too, there are so many people assisting you that as they do things, you can follow their lead and win as they win. So you're not alone. You're really not alone in it. And I've been a part of different businesses, and I've seen a lot of people present so many things to me because the Lord has allowed me to become popular due to music and different things like that. So a lot of things have been presented to me, and I've not seen it like this. I've not seen it like this at all. So for me, definitely you're going to take a loss before you win. It's just like when we're learning as babies to walk, we fall. Then we get up, then we fall. And like you're talking muscle memory. So I see a lot of people, they aggressively trade. What is the difference between being an impulsive trader versus, hey, I'm aggressive, I do this every day, however.
Right. So the first thing, the worst thing you can be is an impulsive trader, because you got to think, 90% of success in trading is mastering your emotions, right? Mastering your emotions, and in most cases, doing the opposite of what everyone else is doing. I heard a very successful man once say, I typically find out what the vast majority of people are doing and do the opposite. And that's why I win at such a high level. And that stuck out to me because, you think about trading, trading is just a matter of buying and selling, knowing when to buy, knowing when to sell. So people will see, a currency pair's price raising up. Like right now, a perfect example. Everyone saw Bitcoin this week or this previous week shooting up, going to $40,000 per coin. And they were like, oh my God, I got to buy it right now because it's going to keep going up. And I was like, I don't know. Everyone is buying. So I need to think about the opposite. I need to be looking for the opportunity to sell, because when you trade, you can make money on the rise or on the fall, right? So as Bitcoin was shooting for new heights, I knew that eventually it would reach a ceiling. Everything that goes high, what goes up must do what? It must come back down. So as I see it going up, I'm like, okay, I understand it is going up, but I know I can make money as it goes down. Let me wait for an indication that it's turning around. When I saw the indication, I put in for a sell. So everybody who is still buying, they lost money. I called for a sell and I made money as it dropped down from 30,000 to 34,000 and to 30,000. And when it hit 30,000, I realized that's the floor. I said, okay, cool. Now it's the time to buy again. You know what I'm saying? But impulsive people will see they'll see an opportunity too late. Oh, everybody's buying, I need to buy too. That's the worst thing you can do. You need to be thinking of doing the opposite. Wait for the opportunity to do the opposite, because as you wait for the opportunity to do the opposite, you'll cash out, right? Now, when it comes to being an aggressive trader, that's another thing. Like I'll tell somebody, you can be an aggressive trader when you have a lot of money or a lot of margin that you're willing to sacrifice, right? But if you don't have a lot of money to sacrifice, if you don't have a lot of margin, you can't afford to be aggressive, because here's something that a very successful trader said to me. The market doesn't care what you want. It does not care. It doesn't care what you want. And it doesn't care when you want it. So instead of trying to be aggressive and take from the market when it's not ready to give to me, I choose to go with the market, right? I go with the flow, right? Which direction is it moving in? Let me catch that direction early. Let me go with it. So as it rises, I rise. When it's getting ready to fall, let me go with it. So that way, as it falls, I go with it. So aggression can be detrimental to you, because you can find yourself chasing trades. And another very successful person said to me, what you chase runs from you. Man, like I had to, God is my witness. The woman of my dreams, I didn't chase her. I attracted her into my life. I attracted her by the person that I became, and I attracted her to me by going with the flow, right? Now, did I look for opportunities when I could step in and showcase who I was and how being with me would benefit her? Absolutely. But in the meantime, between time, I wasn't stalking her. I wasn't hitting her line 5, 6, 10 times a day. I wasn't knocking on her door unexpectedly. You treat trading, you treat the market the same way you would treat a person that you want to be with. Instead of pursuing them instead of chasing them and making them run from you, attract them. Go with the flow. And a lot of people don't realize that those same concepts work when it comes to making money and going with the movement of money. And when you learn that and embrace that, you don't have to try to make it give you what you want when you want it, but it'll give you more than what you want when you're ready to just move with it.
Yes, yes, yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Don't trace, y'all. Attract. So, when it comes to trading, for example, if it costs less than $200 for me to begin to change my life, I'm asking the people watching, would you do it? Would you learn something that will change your life forever? I don't understand why everything got to be free. I don't understand why everything got to be $9.99, free $99. That's what I'm just not getting it. Last time I spoke with you, one of the guys who started trading within 11 days doubled his money that he started off with. Why? Because he took the time, learned it, understood what he was learning, consistently connected back to his coach and his support system. And then without your knowledge, because of the confidence, double.
Mm-hmm.
And it can happen just like that for you. But I just don't understand why we're at a place where people feel like this has to come at a free 99.
Mm.
And so I feel people need to invest in themselves. If you can't invest in yourself, you can't put in the work to see yourself become a millionaire. That stuff didn't hope it happen overnight for people. You got to know on the inside of you, hey, I'm going to put in the work to see myself get to the next level.
Mm-hmm. 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 See, I want to speak to that because what I realized was that a lot of people have been scammed and shammed, over the course of these last few years. It's like, do this thing for free, and if it's free, it's going to give you such a huge reward, and that's very attractive. I mean, at the end of the day, like, we want the most for the least amount of effort. It's attractive.
It's lazy.
It's lazy. You know what I mean? Like, I would absolutely love it. Hear me when I say this to you. I would absolutely love to get paid $1 million to sit on my couch, watch Game of Thrones reruns, eat cookies, drink coffee, and play with my kids. I would love to get paid $1 million. But the fact of the matter is, I don't, because I have to do work, right? So when someone says, oh yeah, it's free or it's cheap, you get this huge reward. That speaks to the greed in us, right? That speaks to the greed, that speaks to the slothfulness in us. And the Bible says that's a sin, So I never expect something for nothing. I'm always expecting to find some kind of trade-off. What I've learned, and I learned this from experience, just from doing it the wrong way and eventually doing it the right way. What I've learned is that the best investment that anyone can ever make is in themselves.
Yes.
Like, buying a book is an investment into yourself. Getting involved in an opportunity so that you can be connected to a person that legitimately has the results that you want is an investment into yourself. Paying to learn a skill set is an investment. Perfect example. When I was working, but this was years ago, I got tired of doing sales. I got tired of the up and down sales cycle. And I was like, I need a job. So I got a regular job doing data entry for the government, paying me $14 an hour. I was barely able to take care of my daughter. Barely, right? And I said to myself, I need extra money to the tune of like $500 a month, right? I saw an opportunity to learn how to become a bartender, being on a lunch break one day. And the flyer said, make an extra $500 to $700 a week bartending. I needed an extra $500 a month. So here it was. Here's an opportunity to make 4 times to 5 times what I needed. But guess what? There was a cost to the bartending school, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had to pay $750. That was money out of my pocket.
Right.
I then had to go to class, right? I then had to go get a job bartending. But guess what? When that job laid me off the day before I graduated bartending school, I knew that I had a skill that could translate into money for me. At the height of my bartending career, I was making about $500 to $700 a night, 4 nights a week. I was making 6 figures slinging Long Island iced teas and crab legs, right? But it started with a $750 investment into a class, which was really just a $750 investment into myself. So right. people need to see opportunities to invest in themselves as ways to take themselves to the next level, right? Like, I'm all about going the most inexpensive route, right? But another thing that people don't realize is that success loves speed, and speed costs money. As I was training, because at one point I was training to go to the NBA, I remember a coach saying to me, you're not fast enough to be a top tier guard. You're tall enough. You're strong enough. You even have the skill set, but you're not fast enough. They pay for speed. So until you can run a mile in 4 minutes and 48 seconds flat, you will not make it through the NBA combine and get a top tier contract. I just wasn't fast enough. They were willing to pay millions of dollars to men that were 2 seconds faster than me, right? So I'll tell someone in a heartbeat, if you want to learn, if you want to get good fast, be willing to spend money, right? There's the book, Millionaire Secrets by Dan Henry. That book cost me $7. And that book laid out essentially how I could make 6 figures per month. But when Dan Henry said, or you can become a client of mine for $10,000, and instead of it taking you a year to get it right, I'll help you get to that 5-figure a month mark in the next 90 days. So people, oh my God, $10,000 when they don't realize that 90 days is going to go by anyway. You know what I mean? And if at the end of 90 days, my one $10,000 investment turns into $10,000 a month, even if it took me 6 months to get it right, I'm still up an extra 60 grand, and I've got a skill set that can let me loose and help me be free. So when people are, oh, is it free? Is it? I don't even want to deal with you. I don't have time for that kind of mindset. I don't. Like, there's no hope if you want to hold on to if it ain't free, it ain't for me. Okay, well, I get this ain't for you, because
that's why you're still in the same place you are, because you have that mindset.
That's it. I have been around multiple 6 and 7 figure income earners, and I never once heard any of them say, yeah, man, it was free for me. I got it for cheap. No blood, no sweat, no tears. I got it for cheap. I got me a little course for $17 and it told me everything I need to know. Next thing you know, I'm a millionaire. I never heard it. You know what I do hear all the time? Every successful person that I know that makes a lot of money, they all say the same thing. I invest a lot of money into my personal development. Like, I know one of my mentors, his name is Mike Dillard. The man makes legitimately at least $10 million a month, every month, from his multiple streams of income. He said, I have a coach that I talk to once a month who just talks to me just about trading. I pay him $100,000 for an hour of his time once a month. But me paying him $100,000, me paying him $1.2 million a year for 12 hours of his time makes me $300,000 a month. People got to get it. Like, right. If I say give me $1, I'm gonna give you 3 back. You shouldn't trip when I say give me 100 and I give you 300 back.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's the biggest thing. It's somebody, oh, if it ain't free, it ain't for me. Good, it ain't for you, and I ain't for you.
Right.
To the left.
Right. Or let's be honest and say, I don't have it right now. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get paid next week. Let's see how we can do this. Mm-hmm. Like, let's set goals to getting ourselves financially in a better place. Mm-hmm. Let's not say, well, oh, it costs. No, it don't. It don't at all. It's not even $200.
It's not even here. I had a conversation with somebody today, right? Because she was interested in becoming an Epic Scholar and learning how to trade. And she's like, it's $135 a month. And I said, well, let's break this down. Let's round it up to 140 for a real pretty number, right? Let's round it up to 140. 140 is $70 every 2 weeks. $70 every 2 weeks is $35 a week. $35 a week is $7 a day, Monday through Friday. I can guarantee you most people spend $7 a day on junk, on things that don't mean anything, between trash food, Netflix. You know what I mean? I'm not saying give up the quality of you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying give up the quality of your life, but I'm absolutely saying if you can't find a way to invest $7 a day into yourself, if you can't afford to learn a 6-figure skill for the cost of $7 a day, something's wrong. Something was wrong with your financial picture before we even had a conversation.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like that like people have to understand, like, the cost of success and the cost of learning a skill. It could be big, but first thing, the only way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time anyway. But you also got to be in a place where you realize, like, if I can't find a way to invest $35 a week into myself to learn, let's just make it plain. Investing $35 a week into yourself just might teach you how to make an extra $35 a day.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? Or more. If I told you $35 a week will give you a skill set that helps you make an extra $35 a day, and that extra $35 a day happens between the hours of 8 a.m. and 8:15 a.m., you can make that $35 before your coffee gets cold, before you clock in at your job that you hate anyway. Would it be worth it? Because $35 a day is what? That's $175 a week. That's $700 a month. That's your car note, your car insurance, and gas in the car before you get your paycheck. So people have to understand, like, there's no such thing as it costs too much or I ain't got it right now. It's a lack of understanding the value. I give this analogy to people all the time. As a matter of fact, Shama asked you real time, what's your dream car?
Audi.
An Audi. Okay. How much is an Audi per month if you put $0 down right now? Realistically for you?
If I put 0 down,
Mhm.
I think it's probably gonna be 300 to 400 a month. I don't know, something like that.
300 to 400 a month, right? Okay.
Or
Now,
something, anywhere from 2 to 4.
okay, cool. Let's go with that 300 number, right?
Okay.
You can get your dream car for 0 money down and pay $300 a month, or if you can find a way to get $135 today, you can get that exact same dream car for $135 down and $135 a month. Would you find a way to go get $135 today?
Absolutely.
Why? Because you understand the value of the car. You understand what it can do for you, and you also know that you'll keep more money in the long term.
One, I understand cars lose value once you purchase them.
Mm-hmm.
Being a part of this does not lose value; it increases my value.
Say it again.
So when I buy TV, when I buy hair, when I get my nails done, it loses value after I've done spent this money. It's not making any money back to me.
Mm-hmm.
But investing in myself $135. Like, really, y'all. Really, I see girls paying $400. I see girls paying $200 for lashes. You telling me you can't spend $135 just for whoever to see yourself go to the next level? What's too hard about that? You sit down in front of a computer and let the videos run as they teach you classes in session.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe a week. It's self-paced, so you can get it all done in 2 or 3 days if you want to.
If you want to.
How eager are you? How bad do you want it? How bad do you want to see your life change? It's $135 a month, but if you get yourself knowing the skills and learning, you might not make it to this next month and have to spend $135. It might not even come out. You might be making it within 15 minutes.
I said to someone else today, as a matter of fact, I said, if you, when it comes to your education, if you are coming out of pocket for your education by month 3, and that's what you learn in super duper slow, you're doing something wrong. You're not taking advantage. You're not showing up on any of the live training calls that they give. You're not taking advantage of the free money that they lay down on the floor. God is my witness. A signal just got called out for a trade while you and I were talking.
Yes.
It just got called out, and that signal just hit profit. Now, if you took that signal, you just made $500 on this call. I can take $135 from my and still be up $365. And that's just one signal today. Today is only what? January 12th, January 11th, whatever the day is. We still got 18 days left in the month. We have 18 to 45 more signals.
Speaking of signals, I can remember when me and you were training,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going through my demo account, and I think literally we entered in $10.
Mm-hmm.
And if I would have took the signal with real money, I would have came out. I'm telling y'all, we wasn't even in there, not even $10,000. I'm looking like, if I would have just put that $10 in.
But see, the important thing that people have to realize is that you paid the price to get access to that kind of information to the tune of $135 for the month.
Yes.
But you're also taking advantage of what is being given. I look at it like this. When you have somebody who has the results that you want multiplied over, willing to give you everything that they know in real time for a nominal amount, it's almost an unfair advantage to me because all I have to do is copy what you're doing. That has literally been the key to my success. Anything that I've ever gotten good at, anything that anybody's ever gotten good at, whether they want to admit it or not, you copied somebody, right? Like I can guarantee you somebody walks just like their mom or their father because they watched their parents walk or whoever raised them, right? Somebody probably braids hair just like they learned how to braid hair from the person who taught them how to braid. Somebody probably, draws or whatever. Like a lot of who I am is a combination of all the people I copied. My ability to draw, I was copying my cousin David. My ability to play basketball, I copied my dad. My ability to speak, I copied from my mentors. My ability to trade, I copied from my coaches. I'm always copying people who have the results that I want. So price is not really the issue. It's a matter of making the decision. Will I copy the right cats? Will I actually do the work so that way I can get not just a return of my investment, but a return on my investment?
Absolutely. I feel like a lot of people are so, this is what I want to say. because I really feel it in my spirit. Do not allow for your circumstance and situations to really just overtake you to the point where you don't see your way out.
Mm-hmm.
Don't allow yourself to say, oh, well, I'm just over my head and I can't invest that right now, y'all. I can't. I do not allow that. Because listen, life situations are like a roller coaster. They start, but honey, they end. They start, but honey, they end. And you don't want to find yourself because of what things look like cheating yourself out of that. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. And one thing I would also say is, you know, I'm the type of woman, I'm a praying woman. I'm gonna put it out there. I'm gonna put it out there for the people. If I'm going under, because you know, with 2020 and some people even now into 2021, I don't mind saying, God, listen, I ain't got this, but I do have enough to invest this. Mm-hmm. Give me favor. Give me favor with the people that I owe. Let me buy a little time so that I can allow this investment to not only pay for this, for this, make up for this, but even the things to come.
Absolutely.
I think it's wise. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. That's just the risk taker in me because I'm such an entrepreneur. But but it worked out for me. You feel me? So I'm just, don't allow your current situations to really overtake you and to put you in a place of fear. Oh, and then now it's all these excuses. I ain't got the time and I can't afford it. And I just, don't do that to yourself. Put money to the side and make an investment that'll change your life and see us. One thing I never wanted to experience, for my child to come up to me and say, Mommy, I'm hungry. And I ain't got it.
That was literally the worst experience of my life. My oldest son, Michael, for the longest time, I couldn't do right by him. And it broke my heart as a parent because it wasn't like I could justify not getting him what he asked for with him being a bad kid. You know what I mean? Like, he always got great grades. He was always obedient in school. He wasn't a headache, anything like that. So when he said, Dad, can I have, I couldn't even do like how my mama used to do, because I used to give my mom reasons to not reward me. I always got in trouble in school and stuff like that. So, Mom, can I have? Boy, you got suspended this month. So no, and that could have been her excuse, even if she didn't financially have it. But me, I had no excuse. I had no reason as to why I couldn't, other than the fact that my pockets were empty. And it broke my heart for years because it was almost like I was always like, Daddy don't got it. Daddy don't got it. Daddy don't got it. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to change my situation so that way when he came to me and said, Daddy, can I have, because I deserve, I can say, absolutely, which color? You know what I mean? Like, that was the place that I wanted to put myself in. But it started with a decision. Now, I want to say this to somebody. It also started with a question, because a lady that I used to study under, her name's Nina Moore. She said that the quality of your life is going to be based on the quality of the questions that you ask. So instead of saying, I can't, say, how can I? Oh, I can't afford $135. Change that to, how can I afford $135? I can't make $200. Change that to, how can I make $200? Because the human brain, like, we are literally wired as God's creatures. We are wired to find answers. Like, there's this, I'm trying not to get too technical, but I got to get this to you. There's a stem in the back of your brain called the reticular activating system, and it makes relevant that which needs to be relevant around you. And it's only activated by you telling it what needs to be relevant to you. You do that by certain questions, by certain inputs. So when I started to say to myself, how can I make an extra $300 a day? How can I make when I was asking myself, how can I make an extra $500 a month? I became aware of the bartending opportunities. When I was like, well, how can I make an extra $500 a day? I became aware of the opportunities to sell life insurance. When it became, how can I make an extra $500 an hour? I became aware of the skills that I've learned how to trade. But it all starts with the question of, how can I? How can I? So instead of saying what you can't do, ask yourself, how can I do this? And ask yourself until you get a satisfactory answer. How can I afford to set aside $7 a day so that way I can learn how to make an extra $50 every morning before I go to work? How can I do that? How can I find the time to make the kind of money I need to pay all my bills and still be available for my children?
Yes.
How can I be a better contributor to my church? Because I know it ain't just reaching up and grab it and trying to get a prayer through the ceiling. I know that it's going to take some greenbacks to get the roof fixed. How can I be a contributor to that? Ask yourself those questions and allow the answers to come to you in time. Be patient with yourself, but know that the answers are coming. You are wired to find the right answer. It is God's designing you. Just ask better questions versus putting a limitation on what you can and cannot do. The only limitations are the ones that you set for yourself.
Right. All right. And before we let the people know where they can find you, where they can connect with you on these digital platforms.
I'm easy to find. MJ Worthmore. On Instagram, I'm at MJ Worthmore. On Facebook, I am MJ Worthmore. On LinkedIn, I'm MJ Worthmore. You can literally just go to your Google search bar and just type in MJ Worthmore Facebook. You'll find me. If you go to Instagram and type at MJ Worth, you will find me. I'm probably the only MJ Worthmore that you know, other than MJ Worthmore Jr., who's in the other room screaming his head off because he wants his daddy right now. But I'm easy to find. I'm easy to find. Simply just go to your toolbar, type my name, and I'm always readily accessible to people. I'm always here to serve. Sha can tell you straight, if you call me, if I have not passed out or if my wife has not taken my phone, I will answer the call. I will answer the email. I will answer the text because I want to see people win. I want to see people win at a high level. I want to see people get everything that they want. I have a personal goal this year to help 100 families by the end of 2021 become completely job optional, where you have a skill set that pays you the kind of money that you need to make, so that when you go to work only because you want to and not because you've got to. And in order to do that, I got to make myself readily accessible to you and easy to find. So just type my name and you got me.
Awesome. Listen, if this video was of any value to you, please inbox me, inbox MJ, so you can learn more about this opportunity and see yourself just being financially free, financially stable, financially gain an increase, honey. I'm just telling you, follow us, inbox us. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know. Thank you all so much for tuning in to Sha Speaks. Make sure you follow, subscribe, and like these pages and like these videos. More are to come. And as always, MJ, thank you so much.
Of course.
At your time and your day to speak to the people about making more money. Making more moves, should I say. All right. Y'all have a good evening.
Take care. Peace.